find them, Red hides under the brim of Blue's hat. At night, Red and Blue spot a fish dressed as a mummy as they swim down a street.
Redfish and Bluefish were as thrilled as could be. It was Halloween night, and there was so much to see.
Red dives behind 3 jack-o'-lanterns. Blue watches as Red pops up and mimics their expressions. They swim over to a fence decorated with 3 bats. Blue pats the first 2, then reaches for the third. The bat flies away and lands on top of a catfish statue dressed like a witch. Below, a teal fish gives a pufferfish a lollipop. They watch the pufferfish lick the lollipop. The candy gleams. The pufferfish inflates itself, then puts the whole lollipop in its mouth. They swim over to the teal fish's house.
The neighbor said no, you can't have a sweep. You have to have a costume if you want to trick or treat.
The teal fish goes inside. Red and Blue share a look and speed off. They make a fish dressed as a banana spin as they pass. They slip. Their treat basket hangs off their stem. At Red and Blue's house.
They had to get a lollipop before they were all gone. So Red and Blue went home to put some costumes on.
Red jumps into a chest of costumes and holds up a shield and a knight's helmet. Blue playfully punches the shield. Red struggles to put on the small helmet. Red squeezes it on. Blue flies backward as they pull the helmet off of Red. Blue holds their breath and dives into the costumes. They hold up a wand, then emerge wearing a wizard's hat and robe. The robe falls off and the hat slips down over their eyes. Blue wobbles, then bumps into the chest. Red grabs them and brings them into the costumes. Blue comes out with toilet paper. They wrap it loosely around Red. The toilet paper falls off.
Loose.
Red wraps Blue up. The toilet paper rips. They go back into the chest. Blue climbs out in a kangaroo costume. Red pops out of their pouch.
Red and Blue were dressed just like a kangaroo. Now they could trick or treat and get lollipops too.
Blue bounces them up the street toward the tealfish's house. The pufferfish grins as they pass. The costume's tail gets caught on the tealfish's fence and rips. Red and Blue fall into cobwebs. Blue hits the front door. Blue shakes off their cobwebs. They smile at the tealfish. Blue face plants. Red lifts Blue's head.
Red and Blue were out of costumes, and now they needed more. So Red and Blue went into town and found the costume store.
They look at a dinosaur costume. A dog costume. A spider costume comes down behind them. They spot a superhero costume. They flex. They enter the store, then come out in oversized superhero costumes.
Blue saw a pump and brought it back to share. Their costumes would fit if they filled them with air.
Blue pumps Red's costume full of air. Blue gives Red the bike pump and gets back into their costume. Red pumps air in. Blue floats upward. Red hangs from their costume by the bike pump. They near a sharp branch. They drift into the branch. It presses into Blue's costume. Kids watch below. The fish in the banana costume slips. Red and Blue soar back onto the tealfish's lawn. Now costumeless, they roll into the door. Blue smiles while Red flexes. The tealfish gives a red manatee a second lollipop, then goes inside.
Red and Blue's Halloween wasn't so sweet. They would have to go home without a single treat.
Blue falls in a trash can. It rolls down a slope. Red swims after them and jumps on top of the spinning trash can. Red grins briefly as they run on their tail. They lose their footing and roll along the outside. They hurtle down a hilly path toward the town. They crash into a manatee mopping the sidewalk outside a candy store. They now ride a mop bucket. A broken mop head sits on Red's head like a white wig. They run into a clothesline. It rubber bands them back up the path covered in random clothing. Blue wears heart boxers on their head. They grimace as they run into string lights, then wet cement, then traffic cones. A cone lands on Blue's head. The bucket rolls them up a curvy ladder, then into 2 paint cans. Green paint covers Red's face. They launch off the ladder and land in front of the Tealfish's house dressed like a witch and a robot.
Red and Blue's outfits weren't too loose or too tight. In the end, they found costumes that fit them just right.
Red pretends to ride a broom. The Tealfish claps, then swims back inside. They come back out with 2 giant lollipops. The Tealfish waves. Red and Blue tap their lollipops together as they leave. A bat flies past the crescent moon above. In the white space, Blue spots a patch of flowers. Blue sneezes petals onto Red's face.
Scatter.
Red shakes off a petal mustache, beard, and eyebrows.
On a nice fall day with a crisp, cool breeze, Redfish and Bluefish stop near some trees.
Blue catches a falling leaf. Red reaches for one. A yellow leaf smacks into their eyes. Red flails, then stops short. Blue removes it. Red turns Blue to a huge, sparkling pile of leaves. Red cannonballs into the pile. Blue swims over and dives delicately into the leaf pile. They both grin and throw leaves into the air.
Turtle opened his door and just had to stare. Red and Blue were in his yard.
Blue sneezes petals onto Red's face.
Scatter.
Red shakes off a petal mustache, beard, and eyebrows.